insanely well. And when you have this Venge on the other team, you know they're probably going to be wanting to pick up some kind of physical damage core that gets enabled by this wave of terror, like possibly by the aura as well with the extra attack range. And so RNG, they go for the TB, obviously not just one of their best heroes, but also really good against the physical damage that can come through because of his high armor. Now, I don't know if CDEC play Dark Warden. All right. And I don't think, have we seen Arc Ward in this tournament? Maybe, I think we saw Emo play it once, maybe. I can't remember. But I feel like that's one of the good core-to-core matchups that we haven't quite seen so far. Okay, they go for the Bane. Super's been playing this hero insanely well. I think Bane, Ogre, and Tree are his favourite three at the moment. Oh, and the Clockwork as well, sorry, but it's been bad. Oh my god. Guys, it's happened. For all you people that have been out on the stream for every single day so far of the tournament, asking for Sanking every single day. Remaining. And we've never seen it. It's not been picked so far the whole tournament.
5 seconds remaining.
And we finally get to see it. I'm so excited. For me, this pick is something that I think works really well against TB. You know, you have the AoE clear, you have the Caustic Finale that can bully him in lane. He really hates this magic damage from the Sandstorm and such as well. So I'm really surprised this hasn't been picked already. It pairs up really well with the Morana as well, because you can Burrow Strike into the arrow, which is really nice. It gives them loads of magic damage to deal with the TB, which I think is great. So, yeah, I'm so excited. I was so not convinced that we were going to see a new hero, like at all. I thought we were going to be sticking with what we had for the rest of our what we've had so far from the rest of the tournament as well. Here we go. So they need to show one of their cores here. I mean, you would assume the Venge is 5 at this point. It's probably not going to be played as the 1 and 2.
Radiant team back.
So what do they decide to go for here? Oh, now we saw yesterday,
RNG's turn to
guys. We saw Zeus get absolutely demolished. I'm pretty sure it was XM playing it in a game as well. I think we saw 2 games of Zeus yesterday, but XM was playing one of them, and it did not look good. Like, it felt like it was just dying every single time. It got to like this mid game before it had Ags, and it was like slowed down so much by like these heroes with jump. And I understand how good the Zeus is against Terrorblade. You know, you want this raw magic damage to be able to, you know, get through the Terrorblade's high armor. But I really worry for this Zeus that he's playing against an Ember, and at some point in the mid game, the Ember can just jump on him with Remnants. And then I don't know how the Zeus survives at that point. I mean, Zeus is okay against Ember in lane because you can take off the Flame Guard relatively quickly. And Ember really hates playing without Flame Guard, like in any game of Dota, because it's his way of just shoving the lane out and just going back to the jungle and farming, right? Oh, I see some of you in chat talking about this. For you guys that haven't been with us the last couple of days, so RNG have signed up DD and Felix from SAG. So DD the mid laner, Felix the position 4, and they've been playing really well ever since these guys joined. So it's going to be cool to see if they can carry on this form. Because CDEC, even though they lost the upper bracket final against Vici yesterday, you know, they still took a game off them. They just made a few too many mistakes. I think like individual errors, and their drafts had some minor issues, I think. So this is the series that I was looking forward to, just because I feel like these teams are so close now, and I'm personally hoping we get to see RNG win, so we get to have this final between RNG and Vici there, where the teams haven't played each other yet in this competition, which would be very nice to see.
5 seconds remaining.
So what do they need from their last pick? So CDEC needs some Arme hero. And I feel like we talked about this yesterday. When they don't pick Arme's hero earlier on in the draft, he really struggles to find a hero that he's definitely going to have game impact on. Like, they need to pick something that's good against the Terrorblade. But there's not too many carry heroes left in the pool. Like AM's banned, PL, Void, Morph. I'm trying to think what's left in the pool that Arme would want to play. Like, he's played this Wraith King before. But yeah, there's the TB ban. Sorry, not the TB, the Arc Warden ban. That's the one we were talking about after the first phase picks. So the fact that RNG can now go back and ban this in their last ban overall is pretty insane.
10 seconds remaining.
And so RNG, they need, you would assume, the
5
offlaner
seconds
as well
remaining.
for Flywin. He's played pretty well so far this tournament. He's done okay. Had a bit of an interesting start to the upper bracket, but aside from that, they've looked pretty good. Now, okay, I completely forgot about this hero. They have Venge as well, so this DOTA goes up in stock, but I really don't like it. It's okay, but is this going to be safe lane DOTA with the Venge?
10 seconds remaining.
And then I feel like DOTA does okay
5
here. Like,
seconds
obviously, the Venge empowers the DOTA. You have the Wave of Terror with the minus armor, and like the Medusa has a lineup built around her where they can try and play this almost all protect one kind of style. Like the Medusa's this massive centerpiece of the draft here. I'm just not sure I like it against this Ember that can just invade the Medusa's jungle over and over again and try and get on top of that. I'd really like to see an active offlaner here that is not afraid to take these fights early on, that can link up with the Ember. And they would also kind of like to have something that protects the egg, almost. Maybe, I know it's a bit weird, but maybe something like an Axe might be interesting. But like, these Blink Initiators are so hard to play up against Zeus. You know, with the Thunder God's Wrath constantly cancelling blinks and things.
You may now select
that is an active hero, though. So is this going to be oh, it's Flywin playing Ember. Now this Zeus now has two spirits to play against that have gap close to get on top of him, and I really struggle to see how he's going to have a nice time here. And again, now they have these two really active spirits as well that all can also like get into the Deuce's jungle and try and stop her from farming. With the Chinese team Deuce lineup, it hasn't had massive success so far this tournament. But at the same time, I feel like they have to protect her massively, because otherwise this Ember and Void Spirit are just going to run around and kill the Deucer over and over again. I don't know how I feel about this. I really like RNG's lineup. It's a little bit lacking on team fight, is the only thing. So if these 5-on-5s ever break out, then they might have some issues. And I think this Phoenix is going to have a relatively tough game as well, because they don't really have any way of protecting the egg apart from Fiend's Grip. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this mid lane goes, how this safe lane Deucer plays as well, because I feel personally like this mid Deucer was so much better. You know, this hero, it likes XP so it can get more points in split shots, so it can farm quicker. You have easy access to the jungle as well. You know, you've got the small cap next to the lane as well. You can just push out and farm quickly. And I struggle to see how CDEC are going to be able to find this TB in the jungle and stop him from farming, because I think they're going to be too busy trying to deal with this Ember and Void Spirit running around. Mo Farah, how much have you casted last 2 days? I feel like I see you all day. I've been casting every single day, bro. It's been wonderful. I'll tell you what, it's so nice to be able to cast the whole tournament, though. Because you get to see how the tournament progresses as time goes on. You know, sometimes when you cast other tournaments and you only get to cast, you know, a few of the games at a time, you kind of miss the bigger story overall. So it's nice that we've been given the opportunity by the people over at OGA. They're actually wrapping around here on CDEC. This Bane Ember Phoenix might be in a little bit of trouble down here if they don't see this coming
30 seconds to
potentially.
battle.
So they're going to do Ember Phoenix offlane, which sounds incredibly weird. Well, they see the Bane coming up the high ground here. Do they think they can kill? No. They're just going to run away. Oh, well, the arrow comes through as well after the Suns. Mystic Snake, the Bane's getting low, but he has the Brain Sap to try and keep himself alive a little bit here. Chains comes through from Flywind as well. They're going to try and kill off the Vengeance with the Fire Spirits. They do! I can't believe they found that kill. They're going to try and chase for more here, but Flywind... Oh, he doesn't manage to grab the rune. XM gets that one, but he might be in a little bit of trouble now. He has the Chains, but the arrow comes through from James as well. They managed to just about click him down here, and the Lightning Bolt from XM going to be able to grab himself a kill there. 1-for-1 trade overall. But the first blood going to CDEC, they'll be pretty happy with that one. So now the problem is in the mid lane, CDEC, XM, this lane is going to be under the Void Spirit's tower, I'd imagine, because of the block. Yeah, so DD's going to get a really quick level 2 here, and he might be able to try and pressure the Zeus under the tower at level while the Zeus is level 1. Oh, he didn't quite hit level 2. Okay. Zeus managed to grab a deny. James and Super doing Ring Around the Roses. Up in the top lane. Yeah, and that's the meta at level 1 from the TV. Just trying to secure his lane early on. You tend to see this all the time, guys. Take the meta at 1. Sometimes we've seen Conjure Image, but... Oh, this is a lot of damage from SRF here. Monet might be in a little bit of trouble. He's getting chased down. But looks like Mone's just pulling the wave behind his tower just to farm up. James pulling the creep wave from the top lane to behind his tier 1 top. So Mirana and having like this 1v1 at the same time as Sanking and Terrorblade. This Sanking really needs level 2 here, so he can pressure the TB harder. Yeah, and he gets it here. And this core stick is going to be so difficult for TB to deal with. This is what I was really looking forward to seeing. This lane is so far pushed up now. This is crazy. Just farming up against the TB in the top lane. TB's going to be missing a huge amounts of gold up here. Yeah, the Bane has to pull the wave off the tower here to stop it from dying before the TB can get there. But SRF's going to do the same thing now on the Sanking as well. Just pull it behind. So how are we doing in terms of CS overall so far? I mean, it's pretty even in all 3 lanes. You know, the reason the Sanking didn't have as much CS is just because of these lane shenanigans up top. So the other 2 lanes relatively standard still as well. I mean, the Zeus is slightly ahead in the mid lane, but not massively. But the Voice Spirit really needs the bottle at a good time. He's going to have to buy some more regen here, I think that was. Yeah, he's buying another salve already, so this bottle going to be a little bit delayed, actually. And DD getting absolutely chunked apart in this mid lane here. He might have to be a little bit careful. Just have the Aether Remnant on DD, and he's actually going to go for the kill here. Can he chase him down? XM pops a Fairy Fire, pops a salve as well, and with another Mango, he's not going to be able to get the kill. But he is going to be able to secure a lot of CS here now because of that trade. DD pops a salve. We haven't seen a Burrow Strike into Arrow combo yet in the top lane, which I'm very surprised about. These guys, they possibly just haven't found an opening, but Bane's really difficult to kill in these early stages. You know, that guy has 5 armor, he's got the wands, he's got the tango as well. And the 4-minute runes are going to be spawning mid here, which is really key for both these mid laners. This Voice Spirit has bottle coming out here. Oh, and XM finds the ward as well with the Lightning Bolt. Really well played by him. Let's see where these 4-minute runes go. It looks like it spawns bot side, and Zeus is going to be able to bottle up the invis here. I feel like Zeus as a mid laner is a hero that's so rune reliant. You know, we've seen a lot of these active mid heroes that love to get the runes, but this Zeus is one that he needs it to be active, right? And he needs it for the mana sustain in the lane, whereas the other heroes just like to try and, you know, make the fancy plays with it. XM doing really well though on the Zeus so far. That kind of like mid-game trade means that, you know, even though DD's just picked up this bottle because he didn't get the 4-minute rune, he's now sitting at like no HP again. Top lane as well. They've got the Burrow Strike into the arrow on the Bane. I'm not sure they have enough damage here, though. SRF's actually getting run down by here by the Bane and the TB. Super getting really low as well, but the Starfall comes through. The second one hits Super as well. Can they finish him off? Rana with the arrow does get the final hit. And they're going to try and chase Monet down here as well. They've got another Burrow Strike. Can they click him down here? There's the Core Stick on top of him as well. He's getting really low. Another Starfall from James, and they get the kill. I think there were 3 Starfalls from James in that fight. Oh, no. CDEC. Oh, sorry, RNG, not CDEC. SRF's dying to the tower.
Is under
Top
attack.
lane.
The prize is mine.
Surely, there's no way he meant to do that on purpose, right? Like, he didn't even buy out. Surely not. They get the Nightmare mid, by the way. DD here is still level 5, though, on the Void Spirit. But the Fire Spirits are coming in as well from the Phoenix. They're going to try and get onto XM here. He's getting really low. He pops a stick, but is it going to be enough? They pop the Thunder God's Wrath, and they get the kill onto the Phoenix. But XM does go down in the end, and with the Bane diving the tower, he's going to fall as well. Wave of Terror coming through from Victoria. Can they chase down here? The extra bit of Starfall damage coming through. He pops the Resonant Pulse to keep him alive from the physical damage. And DD just about walks out of there, but they trade their 2 supports for the Zeus. I honestly don't know if that's worth it, because in these side lanes now, TB's having to go back to the jungle because he can't lane up against the Sand King with this massive amounts of magical damage, you know, in the Sandstorm, in the Core Stick. Obviously, TB doesn't mind jungling, but now now the Sand King's going to be able to freely push in this lane. At least he doesn't have a catapult. But even so, Arrow tried to come through mid there, but they didn't manage to kill Void Spirit, who has to walk all the way back to base now. Unfortunately for himself. And look at this Morales' net worth after that kill in the top lane and the kill in mid lane. James is so farmed. But I think he might be in a little bit of trouble now. Has one more leap charge. It's probably going to be giving his life up here. Oh, he dodges the Fire Spirits!
I'll never bow.
Oh, the last auto attack just gets him! Oh, that was so close from James, though. SRF's level 6 here, so you'll notice that he hasn't put a level in Epicenter. It's pretty standard on the Sand King off lane. You tend not to get the point in Epicenter until you feel like you can actually utilize it. You know, the stun's just so useful here. Nice little arcane ring for the TB. That feels pretty good. You know, this hero does have some mana problems earlier on in the game with trying to spam Conjure Image to help yourself farm. I think he did. I think he sent it back to the Void Spirit though. Oh, and there you go. There's his iron. He's going to be more than happy with the Iron Talon. Thunder God's Wrath is out. They almost kill the Ember down in the bot lane. I didn't see who that one was for, but he goes down to about 20 HP, and the arrow just about misses mid on the Void Spirit, but getting close there. TB finished his treads now as well. Sitting on triple Wraithband treads, but overall, but he's kind of really the only hero that's having an amazing time here. This Void Spirit has been absolutely destroyed in the middle lane. You see XM like almost 1,000 net worth ahead of him. Zeus had a really good start to the game, but not, you know, not massively crazy for either side in terms of leads. But yeah, this Deucer's having a good time as well. It'll be interesting to see when Arme on this Deucer decides to try and head over towards the top side of the map and start farming towards where the Ancients are. Super manages to brain sup the big creep away. Feels pretty good. Oh, a jelly drop for the Zeus though. That feels really good. So I assume they're going to give that one to the Deucer as well. Yeah, which they have. I actually wouldn't have mind seeing it on Sand King either. But I don't know if Deucer really... I guess the jelly's also... Like, you get the extra effective HP from the mana shield as well. Deucer gets a PMS. She's going to be in love with that one. And Arme's actually gone 0 points in mana shield, so going for the full-on greed build. When we see this mid Deucer, they tend to get Phoenix almost goes down in the top lane. Actually, I just didn't quite catch that one, but yeah, this Deucer absolutely loves getting 1 point in mana shield when it's mid usually. Oh, they managed to kill Avenger in the bottom lane as well. Thunder God's Wrath comes through, but they don't manage to find anybody with it. But yeah, full-on greed build from Arrow, you're going to help him farm through that jungle really quickly. They find the Sand King here. The Aether Remnant comes through and hits him, but he pops this Sandstorm. I don't know what they can do to try and deal with him here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They're just trying to run at this Dusha over and over again in RNG. The problem they have is that the only hero that pushes towers in their lineup is this Terrorblade. And so if Terrorblade's just AFK farming the jungle all game, they can't really pressure buildings. Super's coming in here. He's got the Nightmare. Dusha's just going to die because she has no point in mana shield. They killed her so quick. I was expecting that to take a lot longer, but they're going to go onto the feet of the Venture as well with the egg dropping down. I mean, DD's going to try and chase and get this kill, but I think the egg's going to finish that one off. Really well played by Felix. I think he just hit level 6 there to get the egg online, and that's going to mean that both the supports at level 6 before the tome comes out. So this Phoenix is going to be able to get towards that 7 mark. They might even decide to give it to the Void Spirit,
is under attack.
but we'll have to see. December finding his way back into the game as well, especially with this Void Spirit. And this is what we were talking about in the draft, guys. Like, they have potential to just run around and kill people. So it's up to CDEC to try and match them with the numbers earlier on. My problem is that the Sanking's the only real tempo hero they have. You know, XM just wants to be farming on the Zeus at the same as the Dusa. So like this Sanking, Mirana, Venge have to try and play together to make kills happen. But it's really difficult into the heroes that the RNG have.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Little treasures.
If you guys tuning into the stream yet, Beacop's having some problems at the moment, so it's just me for now, but we're hoping we'll get him back for the next game. They're going to smoke up here on RNG, and they're coming through this bottom jungle, trying to head towards this Zeus to see if they can pick him off. They do scan out though on the Radiant side, really good scan from them. They find the Venge there. I mean, the Venge is just going to be the one that walks into the fight. He's going to swap the bait to try and get away here, and Sankey's coming over there with the double Burst Strike, and they have the managed to take damage from the Zeus coming through. Both the supports just die instantly, and Ember's going to die as well. Oh, what a disaster from RNG. And this is what I mean. CDEC, they actually bring the numbers this time. That was incredible. They managed to have all 5 ready. That scan from them really coming in effect there. And 3 massive kills for them. I mean, this Ember was like starting to take over the game a little bit here, I felt. But they responded to them as they're going to be able to try and push this mid tier 1 now. I'm really surprised Arme hasn't tried to come as well on this Dusa to finish off the tier 1. You know, this objective is so important to open up the TV's jungle. But Arme just wants to farm for now. I don't think they can finish off this mid tier 1 here. It's a little bit too difficult, unfortunately.
Dire's middle tower has been denied. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
What's the play now for RNG? Like, you really want to find this Dusa and stop her from farming, right? But it's so difficult to play up into this top area of the map at the moment where it's not where they have their vision. They really want. They should try and smoke again and try and get like some deep wards down, I think, from Super. I think Jiao Lei means dropped. I think we googled it the other day. Okay, never mind. They throw the chains out in bot lane, but they do miss the Sanking, and he's just going to be able to keep this tower alive for Sandstorm for as long as possible. I mean, TV's going to chip at the tower anyway, but he's losing HP to the Sandstorm. Oh, actually, the Sanking walks out of range. Now, Ember's going in. He almost finds the Sanking there, but he can't quite get the chains off before the TP comes out. And they're going on to DD top lane here as well. I mean, he's just going to roll his head across the keyboard and be able to get out. He'll be absolutely... And look at Arme just farming away on this Dusa, working towards that Yasha. Oh, she's got it coming out on the courier now already. Oh, and they actually used the Thunder God's Wrath to kill DD in top lane. Really massive kill. He's already struggling. And that Thunder God's Wrath, you see how much damage it does to the Terrorblade. And that's just one skill. I mean, they're picking out because they see the Bane's Dusa, but Super's just running away. I'd like to see him get more points in Nightmare now on the Bane instead of maxing out this Brain Sup. I think the cast range scaling is really nice, and it lowers the cooldown as well. So they see Flywind here. They've popped the Moonlight Shadow, but can't quite get in range. What's the Sanking building? Is he going for Blink, or is he going for like this tanky... Okay, so he is going for Blink. I was wondering whether he might go for like Greaves or something instead, or maybe like a Solar Crest. possibly even a pipe, but they want the raw initiation. Like, he's the main person on their team with the source of initiation. You know, they have Venge Swap, but you kind of want to save those for defensive purposes instead. You're not always going to hit a random arrow, unfortunately. So they do need the Sanking Blink this game. Regen's going to spawn top here. Oh, he manages to get the arrow off just to stop Flying from coming over to take the Regen rune. It's going to secure it for XM. XM going to be loving that one. And this Zeus is, you know, how much better is this Zeus doing than yesterday, guys? Zeus yesterday was really struggling to find game impacts, but this game he's having a great time. 15-minute bounty rune's going to spawn here. Super versus James. Oh, James just about gets it before the Bane gets there, but unfortunately I think he's going to pay with his life. But he does secure 350 gold for his team. It's not too bad. He gives away 241. I'd say that's a net worth advantage, guys. Thunder God's Wrath goes off just to scout by the looks of it, but everyone from RNG just kind of chilling around a little bit in their jungle, just farming up. It is going to be a, I think it was 2 for 2 bounty runes. They actually picked up 3 on the CDEC side. Okay, 3 for 1. I'm going to smoke up here and try and play down towards with this TB in the bot lane. He has Meta up now, so he is pretty strong. Can they find anybody in here? Arme is farming through the jungle, but with Venge sat behind him as well, it's a difficult kill to find. Can they find Arme here, though? He's going to try and run away here. They pop the Moonlight Shadow. It's just going to be enough. Really good reactions there from CDEC. They kind of read the game really well. And now James is chasing DD up in this top lane, and they have Flywind coming over on this Sanking as well. Sorry, not Flywind. SRF is what I meant to say.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
We haven't really seen the game impact of this Ember so far, right? They've been trying to make things happen with the hero, but it's... Well, sorry, not just the Ember, but the Void Spirit as well. These two are really struggling to find their pickoffs around the map. CDEC doing a really good job of managing to avoid the pickoffs, but also because this Void Spirit had such a tough time in the laning stage, he's really struggling to with his progressions with items now. Like he's going for this Orchid. It's just coming out in the courier now, but it's like 5 minutes later than like some of the Orchids we've seen from Void Spirits this tournament. 4 or 5 minutes. They're on CDEC. Gonna try and find him, but I mean, Flywind has a Remnant out, so this kill is so difficult to get. Yeah, he's just gonna jump back away. And they're going through the bot lane here. They know somebody else is probably down here somewhere, but they can't find Monet. And I love that Monet's building BKB on this Terrorblade, by the way. Like he's playing against this Zeus, he's playing against Sanking with all the magic damage. He really needs the magic immunity. I was struggling to find what BKB actually did there in my mind. Great analyst, guys. Actually, I'm not an analyst anymore, so it's fine. I'm a play-by-play caster. Oh, so I'm allowed to get things wrong. Oh, this was great, actually.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Let's start poking away at this tier 1 top. Do CDEC want to come? RNG want to come through here? They got the Burrow Strike to the arrow on the Ember, but he just absolutely blows up to the epicenter. James is going to be keeping leaping forward here, seeing if he can find the Phoenix, but unfortunately ran out of charges, and Phoenix is just going to be able to fly away ever so slowly into the distance. But yeah, really good pick off onto the Ember, and they managed to protect their tier 1 tower as well, so keeping these structures up for as long as possible, and they now have this 3k advantage. And most of that, I mean nearly all of it, is coming from this mid lane. Like, if you look at the difference between the Zeus and the Void Spirit's net worth, like, These guys are not having fun on the Void Spirit. But he goes for the kill, but there's a Burrow Strike that comes through. Can they kill off the Mirana here? Looks like it's going to be close. They do just about manage to find her. But without the Zeus or the Medusa up in the top lane, they can't find any rebuttal and try and get a kill in return. I'm pretty sure I just saw a Zeus Axe come out. And this is a big moment here from XM, because I don't think TB has BKB yet. Am I right in saying that? Because, yeah, if this Terrorblade doesn't have BKB, he can get caught off so easily by a Burst Strike into a Nimbus, into like an arrow as well. Yeah, he's about 800 gold off, so there's going to be a really small window here for CDEC to see if they can find the Terrorblade kill. Team Mirana TPing down towards the bot lane here. They really want to fight into the Terrorblade. See what they can find. They are walking under a ward though. Super manages to steal the bounty rune as well. Very nice. But yeah, unfortunately for them, I think XM should be using this lightning bolt to try and scout out wards here as well, while he's moving around. I'm surprised he's not. Just content farming up there. I mean, we've hardly seen anything from Arme all game. He's just been AFK farming all the time, the same as the Terrorblade. And yeah, it's kind of been like a 4-on-4 the whole time almost. Apart from that, you know, one engagement around mid, where Arme was fighting on the Deuce before. And they actually managed to kill the Ember down in the bot lane. There's the Burrow Strike into the Nimbus with the arrow on top as well. And it's just a free kill every single time. He didn't even have to pop Thunder God's Wrath. These pickoffs are going to be coming through quick and fast here as well. Always going to be tough to find. We need to have a separate Sand King cam to see where he's moving across on the map all the time. And Arme going for that Skadi next on the Deucer, and yeah, I really like the Lotus Orb on the Sand King as well. Like, it's so good up against the Void Spirit going with the Silence as well on the Orchid, but also if you can pop the Lotus Orb onto somebody just before TB sunders them, it's going to reflect it straight back again. And then TB doesn't have this healing effect in the fight that he loves to play with. They see Ember pushing up this bot lane again. And Sankey's kind of like lurking around, seeing if he can possibly get another kill down here at some point. They're pinging out the mid lane tower at the moment on RNG. I don't know if they can fight this though. It's so difficult to push into a Zeus. And the fact that CDEC have managed to keep their mid tier 1 alive for so long, you know, full testament to them that it just allows this Medusa to farm so safely in the jungle. Because they have this TP point that's so accessible to like so many points on the map. But this is a problem they have. We were talking about this, where they're so reliant on the Void Spirit and the Ember to make plays across the TB's the push buildings. And if he's AFK farming the jungle all the time, who's taking the towers?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So they're going to smoke up and go in here. I don't know who they can find. If you see where CDEC are, though, at the same time, they're just holding this high ground really well. They understand that they're probably going to be making a play here. And they're looking to wrap round, trying to defend their mid-tier 1 here. Zeus is just going to start blasting the wave through, I imagine. They're actually wrapping round behind with the Stone Gaze, and the arrow goes through. TB just dies! At the start of the fight, he didn't even get the BKB off. And now Phoenix is Stone Gazed up as well. They're going to get the Nightmare on him to try and save him, but I think he's just going to die here as well. Pops away, goes for the dive, gets the egg as well, but can they get on top of it? It's going to be dying really quickly. It's going to be close. They do manage to find the egg, and they find the +1 as well. They get on top of the Bane, and they're going to be able to bring him down with all this huge amount of burst damage. Really great play by CDEC. And they find the Ember as well. He actually doesn't have any remnants up at the moment as well, so he's going to be starting to get chased down here by SRF. Doesn't have a stun up at the moment. Good change coming through from Flywin. He's trying to run away here, throws the remnant into the... And he actually dodges the Burrow Strike stun. Tier 4 towers start hitting him down. The Nimbus comes down as well, and that's going to be the end of Flywin. And CDEC instantly move into the Roshan pit here. RNG, what a disastrous couple of minutes. The fact that they have the BKB on the Terrorblade, that's the big reveal for them. And they didn't even find a fight that they could, you know, go for in the opening. TB's just sitting up at the front, and they have no... They seem to have no way of saving him. And they've got Nightmare, but it's just not enough with this massive amount of magic damage that's coming through. And the huge stun durations that they have. Deuce is going to be able to finish off this Aegis here as well. And that's going to be Arme on the Deucer with an Aegis, with a Manta, with a Skadi, and all of a sudden, it seems like they're really starting to pull ahead here on CDEC. All it takes is one good fight in this mid-game. Are they going to find the Nimbus onto the Mirana as well? Can they chase her down here? They do. Good pickup with the Orchid from DD. Does he have a Purge? Is he going for a Purge on Mirana? Yeah, he's going for the Greaves. So when he has the Greaves coming out of Mirana, this Orchid doesn't just instantly kill him every single time now. So that's something. And Deuce are going to be heading towards this Butterfly now. I wonder whether... I mean, this TB really wants Scardy. He wants, like, the raw stats, right, to help him. But I think when he sees that the Deuce is going to be building Butterfly, I think he has to go MKB. Otherwise, they have absolutely no way of killing her. Like, this evasion is going to be incredibly strong because of Deuce's, like, really effective HP pool as well. Like, the evasion from her just is so insane. You're already really tanky and difficult to deal with. You know, having the evasion as well is going to be something else. All of a sudden, there's a 7k net worth lead. And again, like, there's a 3k difference between the Void Spirit and the Zeus. And, so, you know, that's half the net worth advantage in itself. TB... I'd really like to see Deuce actually not pick up a component of the Butterfly there. Because now, if she shows in a lane and starts farming, TB's going to change his mind with what item build he wants. So if she'd have just waited to finish off the Butterfly as a whole, it would have been like a big shock reveal almost for the TB, right? He did start committing for the Scardy though, actually. He did pick up the Ultimate Orb already, so he's going to be cursing himself a little bit here, I imagine. Monet's been really good with his item build so far this tournament. Oh, they missed the arrow down in the bot lane onto the Ember. They had the Burst Strike with the Nimbus, but arrow just a little bit too far away, unfortunately. They're going to go on the Venge here with the Orchid as well. XM's here to try and support the Venge, but it looks like she might just fall down. Oh, he has to pop the BKB though on DD just to kill off a Venge. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Don't think that's worth it. And the Venge just has the illusion to carry on playing with now anyway, so it's really not a big deal for her. And these BKB charges are so important up against the Sanking and the Zeus. I really don't think you can just be throwing them away like that almost. And with this Aegis on the Deuce, they're going to try and take this bot tier 1, probably move into the bot tier 2 as well, you would imagine. Unless they want to try and defend up against this push that's coming in the top lane from the TB. And I think you just keep going here. I'm going to wait to see if the Deuce is still hitting this tower, and then he's going to try and trade the top tier 2. Meta. There's just going to be a trade of tier 2s, unfortunately. I mean, Zeus is coming in towards his top lane, but so he's going to be able to pull the creep wave away at least. And they put the glyph, keeping their tower alive for a little bit longer. SRF's TPing away down here in the bot lane as well, so this Zeus does have to be a little bit careful. Sunray comes through onto her, but Felix going with the Sunray moves forward for some reason, but they do just trade tier 2s in the end. Lotus Orb coming up on this Sanking relatively soon. I think that's going to be the big moment for CDEC. They get the Burst Strike onto the Sanking in the mid lane as well, and they get the extra follower without the Nimbus stun. I mean, it wouldn't have been enough anyway, but would have been closer. Mind Breaker on the Deucer. Oh, she actually just keeps the Grove Bow. I think that makes perfect sense. They're going to find DD here, but he has to pop the BKB again. I mean, the only person he's going to kill here is the Venge, and yeah, he's not even going to manage that. Good swap comes out, and actually, DD has one more Astral Step. And the BKB Sarif comes in with the Blink Burst Strike, and he's dead on DD. Oh no, DD. He's had some really good games over the last couple of days, but he's really struggling with this one. And they're managing to try and push in this top tier 3, get a little bit of chip damage, but I mean, this Zeus just absolutely destroys the TB illusions. They're not going to be sticking around for long. And now Arme going to be pushing towards this mid tier 2.
Dire's middle tower is under
Going to try and finish that one off. The Moonlight Shadow here, they're heading up towards this top. The Zeus is not within touching distance. SRF, oh, he just misses the Burst Strike. If it was daytime, he would have seen him sooner. But because it's nighttime, he didn't have the vision. Oh dear.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's going to be pushing out this bot lane, but at the same time, Deuce is just taking this tier 2 mid. Absolutely melts with the Butterfly now as well. 2,000 HP, 2,000 mana almost. Has the evasion as well. It'll be interesting to see what he goes next. If he goes for like, I assume he goes for a damage item or maybe a Satanic, but I think that the damage item like an MKB or something first would be nice. And getting towards that level 25 on Arme as well, when you get the split shot uses modifiers. A telescope for the Venge is massive here. Because not only do you get the attack speed, the attack range aura from the Venge in itself, but they now have the telescope as well, which is going to start stacking up that attack range. Also the cast range as well. Obviously very nice on all the skills for their team. And Revenge is probably going to be keeping that item for the rest of the game. And they find the chains onto the Deucer, but she pops the Manta, gets the Stone Gaze off. And they're in a bit of trouble here with the Nimbus on the backline as well. This Phoenix is just going to die, the same as the Bane at the start of the fight. And they're chasing Monet down here. But they want to play around this Nimbus here on CDEC. They're kind of just holding the high ground here. They don't want to push too far away. And they're going to be happy with the 2 support kills they got. I mean, Fly was jumping in here, but I don't know about this buddy. He's just going to fall. Now, with the Bane's brought back into this fight as well, so I honestly think CDEC can just look to try and, possibly chip away at this mid-tier 3 here. They know there's no Egg, there's no Ember in the fight either.
Dire's middle
Look at this attack range on the Deucer, guys! Oh my god, she has Grove Bow, there's a Telescope, there's Avenge. Sweet Jesus, is this Deucer or Sniper? And they're going to get the tier 3 here. Super being very brave moving forward there. And they're going to go for the mid-racks as well. He's having to start coming back now, but Void Spirit's actually done a really good job of cutting the mid-wave here, so they can't finish off the racks. Just managing to get the tier 3s. And he gets the Orchid onto the Sand King, but I mean, how much is he going to be able to get done with this? He just runs away. Greaves almost up on the Marauder. She actually went back for the Yules first by the looks of it. Obviously that Purge effect still being really nice for her up against the Ember. It's really important you have this Yules on Marana as well when you're playing against these mobile heroes like Void Spirit and Ember Spirit. Because you can Yules in, like leap away and hit at them with an arrow before they can use their maneuverability spells. So as long as you time it properly, it sets up for a kill every time. SRF here, going to be looking to try and find DD up in the top side of the map. But DD just going to run away. I think for CDEC here, you just wait for the second Roche. Like, there's no reason to be pushing high ground here or try and force any, bad engagements. Deucer had a... What did she have queued up? There's a point booster. She's going Ags on the Deucer.
Even I like a good ball.
Now, this is really interesting. Oh, hang on, they find the Ember Spirit down in the bot lane with the Burrow Strike into arrow follow-up. Fly was just dead again. And this Ember Spirit, 3, 7, and 2. He is not having a fun game at all. And they're going to find XM up in the top lane with the BKB. But, I mean, who wins in this engagement? I mean, XM's just going to TP away with the rest of his BKB timing. He's going to be absolutely fine. Egg goes off down in the bot lane as well, but they don't get anything from it. And Victoria on this Revenge just going to waddle away ever so slowly into the night. And they actually managed to get the kill onto the Void Spirit up in the top lane, who didn't have his BKB anymore after popping it to try and kill the Zeus. Oh, and SRF almost manages to get the Burrow Strike there onto the Bane, but he just about TPs away.
Yes.
And they're going to start running down mid here with this Deucer. So this Deucer Ags, basically, whoever it hits, it turns them into stone. The stone, the amount of time they're spent in stone depends on which bounce of the Mystic Snake it is. So the base duration is 1 second, and then for every bounce it increases by 0.3 seconds. So if the Deucer hits somebody with like a really random snake from like far away, they're going to be turned into stone for a long time. It's effectively like a really nice stun. And anybody who's turned into stone as well takes bonus physical damage.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So very nice here from the Deucer.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Looks like they might try and smoke up here potentially on CDEC. Oh, that's just going to pop the Moonlight Shadow. They actually don't have a smoke on them, it's in base. XM's going to have to pick that one up and bring it to them. So they just pop the Moonlight Shadow for no reason. I think they were like, oh guys, yeah, Venge has the smoke. That's fine, don't worry. Yeah, so they are going to smoke up here. Deuce has actually upgraded the Ags into the Blessing already. What? Why would you do that? It doesn't... Okay, they find the Burrow Strike onto the Ember. With the arrow coming through as well, they are going to find SRF. Sorry, not SRF, Flywin on the Ember Spirit, and they can look to find more here? I mean, TV's trying to waddle away slowly, but they see him with the Wave of Terror. Reflection comes through onto the Deucer, which is really nice, but she instantly pops a Manta to run away. SRF hiding up in the trees here. And they do manage to kill the Venge, but again, like, it's just a Venge. And DD's popped BKB for this already. And they find the Nightmare onto the Sankey, but he's going to get woken up really quickly. They do grip up the Sankey as well. He's just going to fall down right at the start of the fight. And this is awful for CDEC. They need to get out now. There's no buyback on the Sankey as well. They don't have Stone Gaze up on the Deucer either. I mean, they find the Hex onto Ember, but this Deucer is just in no man's land. And they just throw everything onto the Deucer. The swap comes out, though, from Victoria. And the Deucer, can she get away? Just slowly waddling to the side. Can they find more? Sunray comes onto the Deucer. Good chains as well. The Nightmare comes through. Nimbus goes down, but it's not going to be enough to protect the Deucer here. And TV's just wailing away. And they do manage to find the kill. Nimbus gets the kill onto the Phoenix, but it's not enough. And Arme actually doesn't have buyback. Why did Arme move the bags into a blessing, though? It doesn't give you the stats. What am I watching?
Never refuse gold given.
Like, you've effectively given up the whole axe, like,
Under attack.
stats bonus.
Shadows take us.
Jesus. And the Nimbus goes down into pit, so they see this one coming through, but without Arme, I mean, SRF's going to buy back into this. He's going to look for the jump, but he's just a little bit too slow. Unfortunately, they find the arrow onto the TV, and Monet actually goes down to Roshan. He doesn't have buyback. Oh my god, RNG. They're going to find the Bane as well. He doesn't have buyback either. And there's a gem on... Oh my god, what an absolute nightmare. Oh no. Oh, this Sand King, what a hero, guys. This is why it should have been picked up every single game of the tournament before this as well. That's all I'm saying. We've been asking for it every day, and we finally see it. Oh, Monet, though. He's going to be absolutely cursing here. And I cannot believe CDEC have managed to get away with that fight when the Deucer died. That's incredible. I really don't want her to build Rapier as well. I really hope she goes for Satanic before the Rapier. But maybe she feels like because the... Like, they just need the raw damage physical output because she's the only hero rig-clicking people, right? And maybe the Morbid Mask, when she hits level 25 with the split shot uses modifiers, that lifesteal might be enough in itself because she gets the lifesteal from every single split shot hit when she gets to 25. So I can kind of get behind that, actually. It's better than I originally thought. And that is going to be the Aegis, though, for the Deucer now. Oh, on the ropes there for a second, but they find their way back into the game, and all of a sudden, you know, do they have the damage to kill a Deucer twice? It's not looking likely. And especially with this Vlad's on the Venge as well, like the extra bit of life steal coming through from the Deucer, that extra bit of damage still. This item's so good on position 5 Venge. Like, even if you die, you just get the aura still from your Death Illusion.
It's
crazy.
Is under attack.
And Deucer has Flicker now as well. That's interesting. Okay. So the movement speed obviously going to be very nice. But obviously the Purge as well up against like the Orchid and stuff. Even the... oh, it's actually Bloodthorn on the DD Void Spirit now. And they are just going to chip away at this top tier 2 now. They're looking to set up for this kill in the bot lane here. They've got the Burrow Strike into the arrow, but Fly, we're not really committing to this. Oh, that's a spell prism.
Radiant are scanning.
For the, Deuce actually decides not to take it.
Radiant's
Okay.
bottom tower is under
I'm surprised
attack.
about that. DD kind of like walks up to this high ground here with the vision, with the smoke. Sorry, but oh, they see the Ember Remnant down here in the bot lane. They could take him by surprise if he tries to jump back. But oh, he actually does. But SRF just blinked away at the same time. Oh, poor Sand King. Spell prism for the TB though. That's a. Oh, he actually decides to keep the Paladin Sword. Okay, fair enough. Probably going to look to give that one to the Ember Spirit then, I would imagine. Just going through the jungle here. CDEC with this Aegis as well. They're in full control. Like, look at this Mirana's net worth. And look where the Ember's net worth is this game. Like, Flywin has been on suicide duty, unfortunately, a lot of this game just by pushing lanes out over and over again. And he's the one that has to be caught all the time. And they drop this ward down onto the high ground. Adusa's just going to slowly chip away at this tower. I say slowly. I mean, it's not very slow, is it? She's absolutely destroying it. And this attack range... Dude, I'm telling you, it's a sniper, guys. It's not Dusa, it's sniper. And she's so close to this level 25 here as well. Only about... Oh, she's 55 XP away. DD manages to get the deny on the tower here, but... They actually find the arrow. So Boris like an arrow into DD. DD's just dead. Fire was coming around in the backline, the same as Monet, who's popped the meta, but this Stone Gaze just allows Dusa to absolutely pelt it through the jungle and just to get out safely. And they managed to get the DD, the buyback from D for basically nothing. It's so low committal. Like, they just throw a Burrow Strike into an arrow with the Nimbus and DD just dies. They're not respecting this flanking initiation whatsoever when they're on the map. And they get the Nimbus onto the Ember Spirit here as well, but I don't think they have enough. The Bane actually nightmares himself here. And here comes the arrow. I think Super might be in a little bit of trouble here, guys. Yeah, he does fall. Really well played. This is why the Lotus will pick up so good. Like, their lineups, like we said, is built around this Dusa completely. And if they can just throw like items onto her and buffs onto the Dusa, let's sit at the front. And she's going to just rip through this RNG. Starting to slowly slither up towards this top side. Again, try and start chipping away at these racks. And I think that's the... Is that a medallion on somebody that they're throwing onto the Dusa? I imagine it's probably from James.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, Monet is just farming away bot lane. He knows that they can't really fight. They can't defend this set of racks, so they're just going to let it go. They're going to reset. But Dusa's just... I mean, she's going to start walking towards bot lane now, surely. Like, do they not just fight again? Maybe they feel like they need to deal with this bot lane first. I don't know. But he's going Satanic on the TB next. Try and keep himself alive in the fighting, because he has a Paladin sword as well. That Satanic healing going to be amped massively. I just worry for him that if he doesn't have BKB active on TV, I don't see how he can fight. Like, this Zeus is making his life so difficult. What talent did Dusa take, actually? About 25. Dusa has taken... Oh, she actually took the mana talent. What? Okay. I mean, it's not bad. I just thought, you know, you have Scardy, right? Surely you go for the split shot uses modifiers. I am bamboozled. I haven't seen this talent like hardly ever on a level 25 Dusa.
Scanning.
That's crazy, actually. Oh, they're going to find the Venture right at the start of the fight, but the Nimbus goes down as well. Void's put in a little bit of trouble here, and he's just going to die. DD doesn't have buyback, and they find the Ember as well. And they kill the Venge again, but I mean, it's a Venge, guys. Like, she has the Death Illusion anyway. Bane's going to fall as well. The egg goes down, but it's just going to get absolutely torn apart. And that's going to be the end of Felix. TB's the only one alive. And Bane has buyback, but yeah, they just call it on RNG. I mean, there's no way they can win this game anymore. There's a fight between Zeus and TB up in the top lane, but it's not going to happen before the end of the game, unfortunately. And really well played by CDEC. Honestly, like this mid lane especially was such a big decider this game. Yeah, that was... I did not expect that well to go as that lane to go as well as it did for the Zeus, but like if you look at the net worth between the Zeus and the Void Spirit, like